Welcome to the Keeping It Real Conversation Show with your host, Camila, aka Sunshine. I am having a great time. Today is Thursday, March 9th, 2023. I can't believe we are in the third month of this year, which is crazy. Of course, we are grateful that we are in the land of the living. Um, I believe in 6 degrees of separation. You're literally one person away, one advice away, one help away from where you need to be in your destiny. It has been proven over and over again since we started this show almost in September 3 years ago, which is so exciting. I am trying to find the Facebook page so I can share it. Here we are. Edit. Again, as we always say, we have some dope guests, none other than some of the greatest people I feel like the world needs to know. That's why I reach out to the people. That's why they're recommended to me to be on the show. Some of the greatest moms, some of the greatest business owners, athletes, you name it, I have talked to them. And tonight is no different than the regular. So tonight I have a person who I've known for a very long time. I'll put it that way.
Yes. Yeah.
Um, and we were trying off camera, trying to like date it. I remember when she was pregnant with her youngest son, and he's now 23. So,
Yeah.
and I known her before that. So there you go.
Yeah.
So tonight we have Lisa Sampson. She's 52 years old. And she's been married to her husband, Tyrone, for 32 years. She's a mother of 3 children, London, Asia, and Tyrone Jr. Bonus mother to Maria and Darrell. She has 5 grandchildren currently, and she just found out recently her daughter is expecting twins in August. So we're going to add that
Yes.
to the bonus of her grandchildren. She is also the cheer director for Detroit Titans for over 20 years. She's a licensed cosmetologist and a sales director with Mary Kay Cosmetics for 13 years. So tonight, you guys, I want you to welcome Lisa to the show. How are you?
I am wonderful. How are you?
I cannot complain. I cannot complain. It is good to lay eyes on you. Um, just to let people know where I know Lisa from. Um, I've known Lisa, like I said, over 20 something years. And we went to Wayside Missionary Baptist Church where we both were in the choir.
Yeah.
And I was just telling, I remember her vividly. The girls were already here. They were younger. They were in the youth choir. Lisa came in immediately wanting to be active in the church. So her and my mom were very close.
Yes.
My mom even went to her shop to get her hair done, which I remember all of that. I remember having to drive my mom to her shop to get her
Mhm.
famous French rolls and get her swoops and ponytails done.
Yep.
That's crazy. So
Yes.
let's get back to the beginning. I labeled you as the heart that keeps giving. Um, I also labeled you as one of the modern Proverbs 31 women, meaning the mom, the typical mom, but on having grace to be who you are. Because all the
Yeah.
hats that you wear, there's no way you can do it without God. No
No
way.
way. No, absolutely no way. Yeah.
So let's go back to the beginning of when did you know or when did you feel like you were different from everyone else?
You know what? I don't know. I think I married young and I had my kids young. So that really made me different because I had to be a mother in my 20s. So I didn't have time to like hang out and enjoy all the going out. So I was a mom and I never wanted to change. So it was like I was fine with just being a mom. I'm fine with staying at home and raising my kids. So that made me know that I was definitely different than I just didn't have that hangout in me.
Mhm.
So that was a big role.
So when did the entrepreneurship rise up in you to say, look, I want to do something different?
I opened my hair salon. I was London. London, my daughter was 8 or 9. So, and they're 30 and 31. So we opened a barber shop. And then from the barber shop, I opened a hair salon and I decided that I wanted to just get in a hair salon. I'm a self-taught hairdresser. So before I even went to cosmetology school, I worked my salon for 10 years before I decided to even take that step and go to school. And I went to school to show my daughters that you need a license and that you need something to fall back on, and it's a right way to do everything. And a lot of it had to do with church because I felt like I was paying tithes. I made good, very, very good money. And I felt like this is not how I'm supposed to be paying tithes because I'm supposed to have my license. I'm not supposed to be in the salon working without it. And in 2003, I went to school and got my license. So, and from then, it's just been one venture after another. I got into Mary Kay. I've been doing the cheer since the girls were little. So I've always been doing something. And we had a transportation service. So I worked the books for the transportation service for years. From, I did that forever. From the time we started the business, I did the books for the transportation. So
So
I've been working for a long time.
what was that conversation like with your husband to say, look, I don't want a regular job. Let's go into business for ourselves.
He's a business minded person too. Everything that he does is business. It's not really to work for somebody else. He did work in dialysis. He worked in dialysis clinic, and the patients that he was transporting were the patients that he was actually giving the dialysis to when they got there. And with not being able to find steady drivers and dependable drivers, because that was a life or death thing, they had to get there on time. He had to make the decision to stop working and to do the transportation full time. And it basically wasn't a big conversation. It's me and you. It's always been the two of us. So no outside partners in any of our businesses. It's just been the two of us. And we just figured it out. I had to do the books and he had to do the work.
Okay.
So that was it.
Um, I think touching on dialysis, kidney patients, remember my dad was one.
Yes.
And that was one of his complaints about transportation. And then the whole hours that you had to spend there at the dialysis center. Um, I don't remember the transportation part, but I do remember cheerleading. I remember the barbershop. I remember all of that. Um, when your children were super young, and they still are beautiful kids. Um, when did you know to really start grooming them in something?
Mm. London has been in cheer since she was 4. She was 3. And Asia was in my stomach when I was doing cheer. So they were born into it. They were born into cheer. London is not let it go. Asia's not so much type coach. She's a chef, so she's not into it. But the whole sports thing, everything we've done has been family together. So the football and cheer has been a family thing. And as London grew up, she went to school for cosmetology in high school. So when she graduated high school, she was licensed cosmetologist. So she was automatically in the salon with me. And I don't know, I think it was just the security of knowing this is what my mom has done always, and we made it. And, they feel that they had a very good childhood based off of me working. And she stepped right into the salon when she came out of high school, and she's still in the salon with me. So, and Asia's, none of them really want to work like a 9 to 5 job. Everybody wants to have their own. So Asia does work at Partridge Creek at can't think of it, but she cooks at I can't think of the name of it, but she's the chef, so I can't think of the name where she works at. It's on the tip of my tongue. I can't think of it.
So, with London by your side, and by the way, I've been trying to get her on to come on the show. Um, with the social media, you see so many things that um I always want to give people flowers, and I want people to know, even if they have those moments, that you're still winning, right? With
Mhm.
London, it was what made me reach out to her was, of course, I know you, and then second, I remember when she was younger to the
Mhm.
adult she is now, um, and also the the beautiful relationship she has with her daughter is what
Yeah.
really drew me into her. Sometimes when we're young, sometimes uh, not the typical relationship or having babies, whatever. Sometimes we take it the wrong way, and
Hmm.
we feel like, oh, this is the worst thing ever. But for me, looking at London and her daughter reminds me of you in London when she was younger. It
Little.
was
Yeah.
never the, oh, I got a child, I'm young, I feel like I'm missing out on life. No. And
Hmm.
London's daughter have a personality of her own.
Very big. Very big.
Um, so what do you feel is that motivation as London is watching you as well as your granddaughter is watching you?
Mhm. She know. I mean, she's watched it. She watched me walk out life. We grew up together. I mean, in all honesty, that's what we really grew up together. I was 20 years old when I had her. So we grew up together. We had to learn the ropes because they don't come with a handbook. So, and then I had Asia instant right behind Asia. They're 18 months apart. So the three of us grew up together, and they watched everything. And that's one of the things. Kids don't do what you tell them to do. They do what they see you do. And I never let them see me sweat. I make it happen. Tyrone makes it happen, and everything they're put first in everything we do. Every business we do is for a legacy, something to leave for them. And they got love, so that's why London has so much love for her daughter. They didn't really miss anything. I can honestly say that we gave them a great childhood, and it's nothing but the grace of God, because I didn't know how to do it. It just we just grew into it, and we grew together. Tyrone, we all grew up together. I married Tyrone when I was 20. So I have had London when I was 21, and I married him when I was 20, and I dated him I was 17. I was still in high school. So we just all grew up together, and it's like we got a family bond that's just we are blessed. I have to say it that way, because through lumps and bumps in family, but we have a very good dynamics of family, and it's because God is first. Even before Mary Kay, God has always been first in our life. That's the biggest part.
So stepping into, we know that in the industry of beauty, most of the time it's, your hair, it's the clothes, and it's makeup. Um, so what was the idea to actually get into the cosmetic part?
Mm. I have used Mary Kay since I was pregnant with Asia, and Asia is 30. I did my first Mary Kay party. I attended my first Mary Kay party when I was pregnant with her, and I bought everything they had, and I have literally used Mary Kay for the whole time. And I went to a Mary Kay party with Nanny at Nanny's house, and the I bought all my products. And after the product, I asked the lady like, "So how much money did you make?" Everything is thinking. I'm thinking like, how much this cost, and how much could I make doing it? And when she told me she made 50%, and I spent $150, and it was like all of 25 minutes. I said, "You made 100. You made half of this." And when she explained the business to me, it was a win-win. You cannot do anything legally and make half the money in that short period of a time. And by me being in the salon, it really just kicked off because I think that all my customers wanted to support me. I was excited about it, and still to today, they still support me in the business because one, it's a good product. Two, they see I'm still in it. It's been 13 years. And the first thing people that I haven't seen in a while say, "Are you still in Mary Kay?" Sure am. It's beneficial. Everything I do has to make money sense. I'm not just doing any old thing. I don't jump on every bandwagon. I can't sell everything that everybody's selling. I do what makes money for my household. And Mary Kay is beneficial, and standing behind my chair is beneficial in my business. So that's it.
So
And
did
my kids see it.
did you ever get one? Is it a pink Cadillac?
No, I have not got a pink Cadillac. I had two Chevy Malibus, and I am working now. I've decided that I'm going to work hard enough to earn my pink Cadillac. So that's what I'm working on now. That's where I'm headed. I don't know if you can see my pictures behind me, but I'm tracking. I'm tracking all those goals right now.
So what do you say to? I think it would be, like I said, beneficial with, you having a shop, because they go hand in hand. Um, Especially when you are doing someone's hair, making them feel beautiful, and then you have makeup here to enhance what they already have. How do you feel as not only a sales director but an actual woman, making sure another woman feels beautiful?
The whole philosophy of Mary Kay is treat people as if they have a sign on that says you want them to make me feel special. And my goal is to make everybody, even from head to toe, even in a conversation, it's not I'm not the the young hairdresser, so I'm seasoned. So we have conversation, and we have talk about life. And some women may need some cleanser. They may say, "I don't wear makeup, I don't wear lipstick," and then I'll do cleanser and give them a little lip gloss, and then they'll be amazed. "Oh, I didn't know this was like this." And it's the little things. It's more, it's not so much makeup, but it's the little things. It's the way I ease into the conversation of, "Let's try a facial today. You know, try this lip gloss, try this new perfume." It's little, it's the little, it's most of it is the little things. It's not even like just, "Oh, buy this product." It's not even, that's not how it is. It's the little things. And they see the difference when they just cleanse their face with the cleanser. And then the smile, that they're happy. Little things. I tell my young girls, you got to wear earrings. It's little things that I do that I've done over the years that that set me apart. And I do think it's just I'm attentive to everybody, not just my customers, but people in the salon.
Now I will tell the people, because I've known you for so long, I don't remember ever see you have like a off day. Like uh dress from head to toe, hair nice, even if it was in a ponytail. You always look, not, I don't even want to say presentable, because it was still on a different level. There was even in our church there were so many people who were wealthy, um and they dressed and was very confident in who they were. You were definitely one, with me being younger than you, who actually watched you. At the time, of course, I'm young. I'm not thinking of marriage and kids and all of that stuff, but I noticed, and it's not changed since then.
It's a lifestyle. I mean, it's once you start, it's not fancy, expensive things. It's just a standard. You know, you I don't want to wear. I don't do too revealing. I try to make sure that I look nice because I never know, like you just said, who's watching me. I coach 200 girls a summer, and those little girls watch me. I'm who they see for most of the summer. And I don't ever want to leave a bad impression with those children because as long as I've been doing this, those children watch. And I may be the only wholesome, almost, together that they see. So if I can set an example for those young girls, that's my mission. That's been my mission, is taking care of the kids. And it's not just the little girls. We have 200 to 300 football players on that field. And those boys respect me. It's always Miss Lisa. Even our coaching staff, they are adults, your age. Miss Lisa, always. I laugh all the time and I'm like, why y'all always call me that? And then I had to realize it's a level of respect because of how I carry myself. So I try to keep it that way as much as I can. And it's in the dress, it's in how I conduct myself because somebody is watching me. And I don't want to mess up anybody else's kids. So I try my best, and I believe that my kids get blessed because we've done this for so long and helped so many other kids that, God is going to look out for my kids. My son's all the way in California. He's been gone years, his fifth year of college, and he's been that far away from us all this time. And I know that God has his hand all over him because I'm making sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do with all these kids in the city year after year. Like we've been doing this for years. Like we started Eastside Coast on Van Dyke. So we've been doing cheer for a long time. And that's it.
So with the younger, what's the first age that they start at for
Five,
cheerleading?
5 to 14.
Okay. So one of the other reasons why I reached out to you, because you guys just came back from a championship, right?
Yes. Oh my God. Yes. We went to nationals in Florida. This was the first time we're in a different league. So we're not in PAL. We're with Sound Mind, Sound Body. And we advanced from a local competition to regional and from regional to a national level. So there were 15, and I think we may have been 12 in nationals. We didn't actually win the championship, but it was an experience to take 10 girls to Florida. And most of those girls had never been on an airplane. And it was like I was responsible for all of those girls. I had a couple parents to go with us. We had 6 parents to go with us. And we took 10 girls out of Detroit. And the first thing they asked when we got to Florida that next morning was, how is it hot here and it's snowing at home? That whole experience it was life changing for me because I was able to make it happen. I was able to go to this counter at Spirit and buy 10 plane tickets for those little girls to get to Florida. And we got there, we stayed, we ate. Everything just fell in place. We didn't lack anything. And it was an experience. It was unreal. It was really unreal. God had his hand all over the entire trip with those girls. And they thanked me that we just had our banquet over at They Say, and they just hugged me so tight because they were so happy that they were able to go. I can show you this. This is this is them.
Wow. Well, the thing is, um, it's the seeds, right? So
Yeah.
when we plant seeds, sometimes you might be the one that waters, somebody else might be the one that bring the sun and the weather and all of this great stuff that allows you to blossom, right?
Hmm.
Now that they had a taste of seeing something different, yes, God, seeing that it's a life beyond here, this will become
Yes.
the norm for them. Um,
That's what I
I,
say.
I tell people all the time, I remember my dad and my mom having conversations with us as young kids, um, that they had a standard of at least 3 or 4 family trips a year. They were
Hmm.
going to make it happen. So going out of state, going to the amusement parks, going to all of these different places, it was normal for
Hmm.
us.
Hmm.
Everybody didn't get a chance to do that.
Nope.
So when
No.
you, as an adult, now get to experience something, or as a kid, see something different out of what you see every day, it
Yep.
becomes that, oh, this is my first time eating ice cream.
The best.
Right. And then you begin to wander off and taste different flavors. Oh, I like this, or I don't like this, but I know I like ice cream. And
Hmm.
so now they have a taste of, I know what we have to do to get here
Get
again.
here. That's it. That's where we at right now. That's what we're working on right now. Like,
Now the thing is, I know what it takes to win. Not just get
mhm,
there, but to win because I saw it.
yep, and they did. And they did not cry. They didn't leave crying. They left so happy just to be there. So yeah, it's
That
it's,
was
it's
awesome.
yep.
Um, and like I said, it's small world. Um, with Shay, her mom being like my big sister, lived across the street from me. And I'm like, wait, I know her. And come to find out it is Shay. Like I knew
Mhm.
her like before she knew
When she was
herself.
born, yeah.
Yes. So again, to see them as grown women, taking on the torch and the legacy of, I love doing this. I am a part of a winning staff, a winning legacy. There's nothing else I want to do but this.
Mhm. That's it.
So we can't take this lightly, right? And
Right.
like I said, when I saw the pictures and I saw the videos, and I was like, oh, it's time to talk to her because we can't. Um, I think my biggest thing now is we can't let experience go to the grave without tapping in.
Right. Right.
You are in a great space and a great platform to pour into women of all ages,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Um, now they're like, okay, this is my aunt, this is my friend, my grandma, however they look at you. Now that I have developed this trust, and a lot of kids don't have that.
No. No.
They can't talk to people, they hiding things. But when you in this space and I have developed this, you can come to me about anything.
Anything. And that's how I level my playing field with my girls from little all the way up to 14. They know they can come and talk to me. They don't always come, but the door is always open. They know that it's always open. They may not be able to talk at home, but they can talk to us. Some of those kids don't, the only meal they have is when we get done with practice and they eat at the ice cream truck. You know, it's so much bigger than cheer. And it's always been, it's gotten worse now. The parents are younger, but it's always been bigger than cheer. The reason why I do what I do is bigger than cheer. It's for the
And
girls.
that's really good. Like, I want people to understand the village is not always just your family. It's people around you. It was the church. It was everybody that had a concern for you. They will put in whatever it was needed to make sure that you were successful. Support is sometimes better than anything, to know that somebody's here in my corner.
That's it. That's it.
And that's the like I said, I know that the things that you do and the things that you touch that are, successful, you can't do this without God.
No, not at all. And then I think too, at the banquet, Shay gave me her and London both gave me a bouquet of flowers. Like, because it was their team that went to Florida. And I had to really work hard to do that. We didn't have money. The parents paid for the plane tickets after I had bought them. And it was hard. The entire trip was hard. But I could not let those girls down. I couldn't let London and Shay down. It's like they're my kids. And then the cheerleaders are like my grandkids. So it's like I got all this weight on my shoulders, and me and Tyrone made it happen, and that is, this whole thing is bigger than football. It's bigger than cheer. It's bigger than the registration that the parents pay. That was a gratifying moment to just board the plane, and the girls were, some of them were scared, but just to get on the airplane, to get off the airplane, to see Florida, to see the arena that they cheered in. It was like on TV. And all I kept saying was like, Coach Lisa, this is like TV. And I'm like, it is. You on TV, you a star. We built those girls up. So we built them up. Just it was just, I'm almost speechless because I still sit down and think about where we went and how we did it. Those girls never stunted before. They never made pyramids. They never did any of that before. Four of the girls never ever cheered before, let alone a stunt and a pyramid and getting through in the air. All that was new, and they learned that in a matter of a month. So for them, and that anything you put your mind to, you can do it. And that was just a big, that was bigger than any degree they could get, for something, like achieving something. That was like a degree for them because they never did that before. We learned that right on Harper and Connor. We learned that outside on Harper and Connor at the field. So we made history. Basically, we made history in the program because never have we taken girls to that kind of competition. Not the inner city girls. You know, the competitive cheer across 8 Mile, that's normal for them. But that was nothing normal for us. It was
Mhm.
just awesome.
And two, the flip side of that is now you're known on a national level, and those faces, those names will be remembered, to a point of, as we see, Bring It On, your yearly thing, like, oh, we gotta go to competition because,
Yeah,
um and the closer you get, the better you get, the advice you might get, or whatever the case may be. Gems might fall out, the I don't know, somebody might say, hey, I see what you're doing, I want to donate to your cause.
yeah,
Like you said, it's bigger than just cheer. And a lot of times people don't know.
Yeah.
And so this is why I feel like the world needs to know who you are. I
Well,
feel
I
like
thank you.
the world needs to know who London and Shay is, because
Mm,
again, they'll see this and want to contact you and say, okay, these girls, next time they do something or just an off season or whatever, I want to donate. You know what I mean? People
hmm
got
Yeah.
money
No, right. And we needed it so bad.
and they want to give to a worthy cause. Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Yeah. Yes. We
So
definitely need this. I pray that this opens up doors for both of us.
absolutely. And we're gonna switch. So knowing Tyrone Jr.
Mhm.
Playing football, I even remember him coming into church in his pads and um and it seemed like he grew overnight.
Yeah. We
Um
did.
so what was it like being a mom to someone not only was just he just playing football, he was really good at football. So, how was it as the mother protecting your son? We know how the world is when it comes to athletes, right?
Yeah.
So, how was that, mother?
Mm. I think I was more overprotective because he did our football. He did the Titans. And eighth grade, a high school coach started calling his phone to have him come practice at the high school at East English Village. And I couldn't understand how the coach didn't call his parents. Well, Big Tyrone had to make me understand, you know, that was how I guess that's how they do things. So I didn't want him to I couldn't just send him off to high school football and I didn't know what was going on. So I had to become hands on in high school football. So it went from football camps. It was no different than cheer. So we did football camps with vans full of football teams, football boys. We went we went to camps all over the world. We went we go to Alabama and hit every state, and we'd have a van full of other people's kids. It wasn't just our kid that we took. So everywhere we went, we had a van full of kids. So I did that for 4 years. You know, basically there to protect my son. I rearranged my schedule in the salon so I could leave every weekend. We had to leave and go wherever he was going. So I felt more protective over my son because he is my baby. He was my baby at the time. So I was more protective of just him in general being an athlete. And then as I watched him grow, I watched him grow. Like he grew up. He went through high school. He took his bumps, but he it developed him. His coach Rod Oden, I have to give it to him. He really groomed him into a man. And our little league coach Ray Lyons, he made him go to high school, so he was ready. You know, and it was too much for me because I didn't want him to go yet. He still had time to play little league, but it was time to basically cut the apron strings to let him go. So instead of sending him on, we went with him. You know, me and Tyrone, we were all over the world. If you look back on my on my pictures and videos, we've been all over the world with him with football. Like he played in the Army All American game in San Antonio, Texas, and that was like a highlight of the world. It was a national football game, and he's done a lot. He's been around the world, and we go with him. Last season, we was gone every single weekend in November because we went to a football game, and then the championship. So everything we do together. We do it with them, and he's all the way out there, but we still with him. You know, we go to California like we going across the street, but we there. because that's our son, and we got to take care of him. He's a man now. I have to stop, but he is 23, and but he's still my baby.
So with him, and you said this is his fifth year.
Yeah, he's on his second degree. He got his first degree last year. He's getting his second degree, and he had a red shirt year because he was injured. So he got an extra year, and then he got a COVID year. So he had 2 more years of football. So this is his last year of playing football.
Okay. And so in the meantime of all of this, God still giving him grace. He is on his second degree.
Yes, he will have. He's got a degree in criminal justice, and he's going to get a degree in education. He graduates in May with a degree in education. What do you get hooded? You get a master's in May. He'll graduate in May. So
Wow.
yes, second degree. So
Wow.
I'm
So
proud.
as the mom, did you see any of this?
No, 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 no. When he was here, he was the number three center in the nation because his position is center. So it was like I would hear that, and he was a 4 star and a blue chip, and I know what all these things mean now. But when it was happening, it was like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
he good. You know, he in the free press and he's in the newspaper. It didn't sink in until like he got left and go to college. Like, and we would watch him play. I'm like, wow, he's strong. And I'm like, it's a different level. So no, I didn't see it like this. I mean, I prayed for success and I prayed that God would take him places, but I didn't see this. No. Nope.
Wow. And I want to also bring out, and I know everybody's circumstances is different. Um, I love the fact that you and Tyrone have been here from the beginning together, and still working out, rocking out together, um,
Yeah.
with the ups and downs of everything. I want you, if you can, to talk to people who are either married or people who want to get married, because there's a lot of misconception based off of what we see in the movies, um, about what marriage really looks like.
Yeah.
If you could talk to that, that would be lovely.
Well, it is not the internet at all, and it is not TV. It is work. I tell when I go to weddings and it's younger people, I always write them a note, giving the wife some chips and tips and things that they'll have worked for me. I have been married for a long time, and it's not been a bed of roses the whole time. But when you have to love who you marry, you have to be in love, and people say love won't keep you together, but it will. It money won't keep you together. You have to love that person. I it's crazy. I found a box last night and I was moving some stuff around, and it had love notes that we had written to each other back in 1989, and we would mail them to each other. So I was looking at the envelopes and I looked at the postmark and it was 1989. And some of the stuff that we were saying in the notes is stuff that we still say now. So, and I can't say that we were just both on the same page. His grandmother was a minister, was a pastor. So he grew up in the church and I grew up, but we weren't on the same page back then. It was, I don't know if it was, I was younger. I was younger than he was. I was a couple of years younger. So we grew together. Me and Tyrone grew together as we had, like I said, we had the kids and we grew a family. You can't give up just because you have an argument. You know, you got to figure out if it's worth staying. I would never advocate for staying, telling somebody to leave their spouse or staying in an unsafe situation. But you got to figure out if it's worth it for you. And for years, it was worth it for me. And no, we had a lot of ups and downs. We had a lot of ups and we had a lot of downs. But now it's like we started all over. Maybe the last 15 years, we started life all over again. We see things different. I used to argue my mouth. I would tell anybody it was me. I talk too much. And I tell younger girls, sometimes you just gotta be quiet and don't have to say something back. Because a lot of times I see it on the field, and I pull the coattails. You can't disrespect that man in front of people. Now, what you do at home, in the privacy of your home, I don't have nothing to do with it. But you don't disrespect him in public, and he wouldn't disrespect you in public.
Mm-hmm.
It's little things like that. And then I had a lady at the field, Linda, bless her heart. She told me, she said, "You never let these people on this field get in your marriage." And I was like, "I don't." She was like, "No." She said, "You make this happen year after year, summer after summer." And it's been people, it's been things to happen on the field, and it's been women, and it's been in your face because women, some women are disrespectful. But nothing, like I said, I don't let you see me sweat, and a lot of what I do because I know, like I said, somebody else is watching me. So to bring it back to younger women that are married, keep your business to yourself. You don't want your family in every little spat. Figure out if you love that man and if he loves you, and he has to love you. You got to know beyond a shadow of a doubt that he loves you. You can't just be in it because you got kids, because kids don't keep a man and a woman together. You know, it's got to be love. You gotta pray together. You gotta be able to pray together. And if he's not praying, then you got to pray over him and start asking God to give him God's eye to see you through, because you can't just be out here every day living with no purpose. We have a purpose. We got grandkids. We got kids. We got each other. We talking now about how we gonna spend our end days together, stress free, drama free. You know, and those are things that you have to figure it out, and you got to communicate. You got to talk. You can't talk at each other. You have to talk to each other. Sit down and have dinner at the table and talk. I'm not saying, "Oh honey, how was your day?" and all of that, but you got to talk. You got to have some kind of communication and conversation, because when you don't have any conversation, it's just you passing each other, coming and going, coming and going. Nobody is loving on the other person, and that's a big thing. You just gotta figure out if it's some love there, then it's worth keeping.
Absolutely. Like I said, is I feel like, there's so much wisdom in you that it has to be poured. It has to be, and for all those who will and willing, to sit at your feet and glean, because wisdom, is very important. After being in a relationship with someone, previous marriage for 16 years, I have a lot of lessons a lot of things I can say, the do's and don'ts. And
Mhm.
sometimes we have to share those things so people don't have the same um, bumps and bruises,
Yeah. Yeah.
or staying up late trying to figure out what in the world then happened. Um, yeah, so we have to
Mhm.
have those sister moments. Um,
Yeah.
and the good thing is being confident in yourself, of having the attitude of we all in this together, and not, I'm not intimidated by another person at all. I know what
Mhm.
purpose is. I know, um, I'm not going nowhere until I do what God called me to do, what He
Yeah.
created me to do. Um, let's tap this for a moment of another thing in marriage. We don't talk about our vows, right? We kind of
Mhm.
say them, but not really understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
And one of the things is the for better or for worse part. The
Mhm.
in sickness and in health.
That's deep.
We say it, we repeat it as if this is a good thing to say, but when life really hits you,
Mhm.
do you remember what you said before God about
Yeah.
for better or for worse,
Mhm.
or um, through sickness and health? There was a situation, and I could tell on myself. Thank you, Tanae. Um, I didn't honor my vows. Not the first time around. I didn't.
Mhm.
I was young.
Mhm.
I'm early 20s. And at the time, my husband was sick, where there was moments where he couldn't perform. There was, oh, I might have to have surgery, this, and that. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Do you realize, I'm young and still hot and still, you know what I'm saying? Like, wait a minute.
Right.
What you mean you, um, let me think on this.
Mhm.
I just I think I just stepped in something, and I don't know about this. And
Mhm.
so I posed the question to a lot of young women that I talk to now, is if you get married for the wrong reasons, I'm sorry if y'all gonna get mad, but I don't care. If you get married for the wrong reasons, you're already in trouble.
Yeah. Yep.
When you marry because he got the six pack, he popping, he got the great job, he got the great car, and then life happens and you married for the wrong reason, you in trouble.
Mhm.
Because those six pack is not going to always stay.
Nope.
He might not still have the job. He might can't perform no more. I mean, physically, he has sickness that is taking over his body.
Mhm.
And you marry and your mind is in the wrong spot, you in trouble.
Yeah.
If you have not set yourself up where even if he didn't, and you have not done anything to be a support to him, let alone yourself, again, you in
Messed
trouble.
up. Yep.
So, um, yeah. So, what wisdom or gem would you like to say to that?
Well, I can honestly say that at some point in life, you got to figure out what's important to you. If just having sex all the time is just the most important thing, then maybe you don't need to be married, because that's not real life. It's not just gonna be peaches and cream all the time. You got to get your priorities straight and get your mind right, because a lot of internet gets the young girls twisted. You don't have to have this all this stuff going on, these big butts and all this stuff that they doing on TV. Marriage is a two-way. It's not just you being satisfied all the time or him being satisfied all the time. It's an even medium. You got to meet in the middle. Sometimes you might just need to lay there and talk. It I mean, I'm 52. We still together, but sometimes we just sit on the couch and watch a movie and talk and wake up and it's the next morning, or and it's time to go to work, or we still text. We text on the phone, like from the other room. Like it's little things that matter. With that sickness and health, that's a big thing, because the tables could turn in the blink of an eye, and it don't have to be him. It could be you. You got to put yourself in that other person's shoes. How would you feel if he just turned on you because it was on you? I have to even go, when I was 20, I was in my early 20s. I had a colostomy. I had a colostomy bag. That was where my bowel was came out my stomach. And that was horrible for me. I wasn't going to live. I just felt like it was the end of the world for me. And he stood by me. Never did he ever think twice about caring for me. And I was in my 20s. My kids were little girls. He had to learn how to comb hair. I was in the hospital in Pontiac for a month, having reconstructive surgery, trying to get my insides together. So I've been through sickness and health, and I've been through richer for poor. I've been through all of that. And it's about, like I keep saying, the love. He didn't have to, he could have left. Like, we was young. He wasn't in so far where he had to just stay and take care of me. I mean, look at me. I got this bag on my stomach. And at that point, we didn't know if it would ever be reversed. So that was something to think about. Like, what if I have this forever? It was hurting me more than it was bothering him. But he stayed and he took care of me. So now it's like, we in it. I'm taking care of you, you take care of me. Whatever have to be done, I'm doing it. And we in this. And it's because that's how we grew together. We got a lot of, man, we got stories we could tell for days about all kind of stuff. But that was a big thing for me to have to wear that bag. I wore it for 3 years. But that was 3 hard years in my 20s. That wasn't easy. It was no intimacy. I couldn't think of, like,
Right.
uh, like, no. But we still together. 30 years later,
Wow.
we still going. So, that sickness and health, you got to really think about it. Think about it if it's you, because it's bigger than just in the bed. That man had to take care of me, clean that bag, take it off, put it back on, and take care of two little girls. He didn't stop. He still had to go to work. So, you think about that. People need to take marriage more seriously. Marriage counseling should be a must. It should go hand in hand with a marriage license. Somebody has to counsel you before you do this, because it's not nothing to play with. It's nothing to be entered into lightly, because it's not a game. That's somebody's life that you may ruin or you may make happy for the rest of their life. So
That,
that's serious.
Good evening, main event. Hey, bro. Um, I was thinking before my current husband, uh, we before we got married, I ended up contracting COVID, and my concern was you need to go away. You need to, because I didn't want to affect him. At this time, we didn't know anything. Um, and his main thing was, who's going to take care of you if I'm not here?
Mhm.
And I'm like, yeah, I would take care of myself before you came into it. He said, no, that's not how I get down. He said,
Right.
prior to you, I had been with somebody who had kidney issues and different things of that. I didn't marry them. And I did what I needed to do because I was their boyfriend. But you
Right.
about to be my wife. Why wouldn't I take care of you? And I'm thinking, check. That's nice. That's good right there. And over the course of time, with difficulties with diabetes, different things that your body goes through, you in the mood, you're not in the mood. I don't know what's going on. He has been there, making sure that I have been together, making sure that I eat right, I drink, I do what I need to do to make sure. And his thing is, we growing old together.
That's it.
And he always reiterate, you are my best friend. And I sometimes when I hear it, you get emotional with it when you know previously what you had before. And at this
Hmm.
time of my life, peace means everything to me.
Hmm. Yes.
Means everything. Y'all can keep all that other stuff. I just need peace. If I don't have peace in my home,
That's
I
it.
can't function. So that part right there is the moment that we understand it's bigger than us. What we
Hmm.
do on a day-to-day basis is not even about us. It's about the people that's watching. It's about the girls that you are training into them passing beyond the 14 years. They'll come back and be like, Miss Lisa, I need to talk to you, or come up to the shop, or wherever you are, because you
Yep.
have put a seed in them that you will see grow, like you've seen with your own seeds.
Yep.
So I have been truly blessed by this conversation with you. I was not surprised that this conversation went this way, because again, I've watched you for years.
No, I'm honored that you asked me. I really am.
I hope the people was listening, because honey, I tell you the truth. Um, I'm in the place of really getting this information out. Some things we're not gonna read in the book. Some
Yeah.
things you just gotta sit there and watch somebody else's life. So you'll know when that time comes and your number is called, what are you gonna do?
That's it.
What are you gonna do? And then I seen it with my own parents. My mom was a
Yep.
RN nurse for 20 something years. I seen her take care of other people in the street and come home and take care of my
Take
dad.
care. Yes, ma'am.
I've seen her do it. I've seen him happen to where he was the breadwinner, so he couldn't do it no more. And my mom stepped up and did it.
Yep.
Um, so even to the point where she couldn't hardly take care of herself, but she made sure that my dad was good all the way into the end. And
Yep.
so that's normal for me. The things that the girls and Tyrone Jr. have seen with you guys, this is normal for them. Anything other than that would be they wouldn't know what to do, because that's not
Right.
what they saw.
Right. Right.
Let's see. Clear and precise directions. People, this right here, this statement, clear and precise decisions and directions, only comes from God. She has explained that everything she does has to be business and it has to make sense. It has to be family oriented. It has to make sure that this is a part of our legacy that we're leaving. Um, and I'm glad to see it from the outside looking in. I've seen it over 20 something years. And it's still going today. So again, Lisa, I am so glad that you were able to carve out this time to speak to your life,
Yeah.
the
Thank you.
legacy that you are leaving on this earth.
I hope something I said helps multiple people, not just one person. Listen, I hope it helps.
I'm sure it will. Trust me. Just a few announcements before I let you go. October of last year, I was able to write and um, publish my first single book, which is The Blueprint Guys Design. It is on Amazon right now. That is the link. You can also put in my first name and last name, Camila Foster, and it will come up. Again, God told me to sit down because I was getting frustrated and I was going the wrong way. And He said, in building, no building is built without a blueprint.
Yeah.
Go back to the beginning. Go back to my design and you can't go wrong. I said, okay, God, thank you. I appreciate it. If you want to continue to keep the lights on, literally, my cash app is Sunshine Sunshine Camila, Kamilah. Again, those donations help with the monthly things that I have to pay for with this podcast. When I say literally keep the lights on. Again, my girl Alita Cotton, who I met during Perilous Times. She does awesome ginger and turmeric drinks, and I faithfully get them every week. I don't know what she do to them. I don't know if she put her toes in it. I don't know, but they're delicious. She is on Facebook at AYECEE. I have to get her T line number. That's how good the stuff is. She got her own line, okay? Her own phone line just for tea. So
Okay.
she is on Facebook at AYECEE. And when I tell you, I am definitely an advocate. I'm going to definitely get this at least twice a week, especially now that rehearsals have been picking up. So, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. And last but not least, April 6th through the 8th, I will be at the Fisher Theater in the Perilous Times play. This will be the last one for Detroit. This have been an ongoing play for almost 30 years. I have the pleasure to be chosen to be in the chorus. I will be singing, dancing, and acting. I'm like, what's the other thing? Anywho, so tickets are on sale at BroadwayInDetroit.com. Again, that is the week of Easter, that Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Just to throw some names out there, we have Kiera Sheard is in it. Kevin Stewart, who is an awesome singer from the city. One of the people from WDIV, he is playing Jesus. And I just met him last night. And when I tell you, my God,
Oh,
today, they got some well-known people in here. So again, for those who know me, I'm getting to that place where I'm well known. Yes, hallelujah. So
okay.
come and support the play. Oh, she's on now. So the phone number, I'm gonna put it over here, is 313-380-0321, and it's called AC's T. AC's T. That number again is 313 380-0321. And when I tell you, it is an awesome experience to drink her teas every week. Again, for the last moment, Miss Lisa, do you have anything that you want to say to the people?
I don't have anything else to say. I think I have talked enough. It's been an honor. I will be getting tickets to the play because I have never been all these years. So I'm definitely going this year so I can see you.
Absolutely. It is. I have seen the play before. Um, and I really, really, it's tear jerking. Literally. I left out feeling like, God, what must I do to be saved? Honestly.
Okay.
And just going through rehearsals, I feel the same way um, as I did when I saw it years ago. So again, go to BroadwayInDetroit.com and you can buy your tickets. Again, I believe in 6 degrees of separation. You're literally one person away, one advice away, one help away from where you need to be in your destiny. It has been proven over and over again since I started this show. After the show, I will send you this actual link where you can actually chop up the show, do whatever you want to. You will have all
Okay.
rights to it. Again, it was a pleasure having this conversation with you, and I know for sure it will not be the last.
Thank you. Don't leave yet, Asia. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So again, I will see you guys back on Tuesday with one of the producers of Perilous Times, Joe Smith. And on the 14th, we will be back here on that Thursday with one none other than Alita Cotton, who I'm producing or not producing, but advertising her drink. She will be back on next Thursday. So again, have an awesome, great night, and I'll see you soon.
Okay.